never seen anything like this. My sister-in-law wants me to stop making my lunches fancy. I make meals every day for my husband and me to take to work. You see, I enjoy adding my own personal flourish to the meals, usually something like putting toppings in the shape of a heart or drawing a cute face on a snack. It's a fun hobby of mine, and it brings me joy later in the day to open my lunch and see it nicely arranged. A few years ago, my sister-in-law had to take a lower-paying job after an accident left her unable to work at her previous one. So I began making her meals like I did for my husband and myself, as I knew she was struggling both financially and emotionally. She lives very close to us, so my husband always just dropped them off on his commute to work. Of course, I always added my extra touch to her meals as well because I enjoy cooking and figured it would be a nice thing to do. However, she called me a few months ago and asked if I could stop making her lunches so bourgeois. At first, I legitimately thought she was joking, calling a heart-shaped piece of seaweed bourgeois. But according to her, none of her colleagues at work have such elaborate lunches, and it makes her feel as if she is flaunting her status. She is not paying me for the lunches, and it takes me an extra 10 minutes maximum to add a fun touch to them, so I was confused about her train of thought. At one point, I thought that maybe her coworkers were taking her lunch and she didn't want to tell me. But nonetheless, I agreed to make the lunches less fancy because I wanted her to feel comfortable. Now, since I make the exact same meals for all three of us, I just don't put effort into the presentation of one of them. However, since my husband dropped off the lunch on his way to work, there have been 1 or 2 times where he has accidentally given her the wrong box, even though I have labeled which lunch is not flourished. Still, in the rush of the commute, there is the occasional instance of taking the wrong box. So my sister-in-law asked me a few days ago if I could just stop making both me and my husband's lunches fancy, due to the risk of her being given the wrong one. But I refused, because it makes me happy to see the extra touch of personality in the food, and I told her that she wouldn't die from one accidental fancy meal, which she was furious at and hung up on me. Since then, she's been refusing to talk to me, and when I tried to call her to reason, she kept hanging up. She has told my husband that she will only talk to me if I agree to stop making all of our lunches so bourgeois. Right now, I am still making her lunches every day, and my husband is dropping them off. While my husband agrees with me that her demand was out of order, he has now said that maybe I should just make all the food less flourished just so that she will not be angry if there is an accidental swap of lunches. However, I know it would be easy for me to just not flourish the food, but I don't want to give up my hobby for a theoretical chance of her receiving the wrong box. So, Aida for refusing? This is out of character behavior for my SIL. She is usually a very sweet and considerate person. She watches my daughter for free and has never been so reactionary about a lunch before. I'm unsure about completely stopping giving her lunches due to one issue when she is normally so kind. I will provide an update when I talk with her and my husband.